Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Couch Crocheter. Episode 82, Finished Objects, or FOs. Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Couch Crocheter. I just wanted to stop up tonight and share with you guys what I've been up to. I have been a little bit busy these last couple days. I did take advantage of the 2 days that we had beautiful weather. We worked a little bit on the inside of the house, like figuring out where stuff needs to go. Measuring some stuff. We put up some clothing stuff, racks for our clothes so we can hang those upstairs. What else did we do? We did a lot of stuff like just putts around this weekend. Oh, we built a ramp, the handicap ramp for the house, for the main house, which is his mom's house, Matt's mom's house. Yeah, so we were busy. So I did not get and I had a job interview, and we'll find out how that goes within the next week or so. They said they would get back to me. So yeah, I've just been busy, so I really haven't gotten that much crocheting done. So, and I have been also working on the mandala blanket, and that is a very slow work. We'll go over that in another video, but let's go over what I got done. So the first thing I'm going to go over is I inherited this guy with his tag still on, and he is his name is Dreamy. He's a sloth. He is one of those TY guys, TY Beanie Boos. So I inherited him, so I thought I would make a Lovey for him. Now he is a little bit bigger than the average Lovey that you're supposed to, well, not supposed to, but what others have been doing, or what has been what's been recommended. So, recommended. So I grabbed him off the shelf and I made a Lovey. So I'll insert a picture here of what it looks like with his Lovey on and with it off and him just sitting next to it. I ended up using a scrap ball, and I don't remember why it was a scrap ball or what I'd used it for previous, but it was used and in my scrap bin over here. So it's Nicole Studio Classics. It is 100% acrylic, 260 yards, 238 meters, 140 grams, or 4.9 ounces. It is a medium weight number 4. Recommended needle size is a US 8 or 5 millimeter. Recommended hook size is a 5.5 millimeter or US I. Machine wash warm, do not bleach, tumble dry, normal, low heat. And it is called Purple Mix, and it is made in Turkey. So I had one over on the shelf still in the wrapper, and I think I have another one over there. But here it is, all skeined up. I do love how it turned out. I love the size of it. It's not too big and it's not too small. I was afraid that this would not fit over his head originally. So, like, I, make sure it fit before I did him. But I think it looks fabulous. Very cute. Loving him. So there's the newest Lovey edition. Dreamy. So I got him done. But again, I don't really remember like what I had used this prior to, because it was in the scrap bin. So I estimated how many yards I used. I just took off 100. So I'm guesstimating that I used 160 yards. I could be totally wrong. And I need to add that to the blue book. Let me put that in front of me so I don't forget. Yeah, so I'm guesstimating. I don't know exactly how. I mean, I guess I could weigh it and figure it out, but I don't have a scale at the moment. So that's on my list of things to get when things get good again. So I'm just guesstimating. But anywho, so he's done. She is done. So while I was doing the Divine hat, there, the recommended comes up on the side whenever you watch YouTube. So, of course, another fiber spider pattern came up for hat, and it was the Waffle stitch hat. And I thought, all right, let me see what I, could do with that. Because originally I wanted to do another divine hat with the mandala tweed to see how that worked up. But then when I was looking at it, I was like, do I really want to do another divine hat? Do I want to show you guys, what I showed you in this last video, which was the divine hat? So I thought, okay, since that was recommended, I will do the waffle stitch hat. And I also did this one because Honey, Matt, loves the waffle stitch. That is the stitch that his blanket over there on the couch is made from. Oh, I'm having Wawa coffee again tonight. Still the toasted caramel crunch. And I'm really hoping that that's a coffee grain in my coffee. Okay, it totally is. Perfect. Sorry, guys. When something black's floating in something, you look. It was just a coffee grain. Anywho, so I thought I'll give that a try. So I did not, somewhere I think it's in Matt's trunk and I couldn't find it, or maybe he moved it to my car, or maybe he moved it into the house. I'm not sure where it is, but somewhere floating around is a white bag with mandala tweed and 2 hooks in it. So I couldn't find that right away. We were kind of in a hurry, and I wanted to run up here real quick because I finished up the Lovey, and I was like, oh gosh, like I don't have any. I knew that I wanted to make a hat. I knew I wanted to use the mandala tweed. So we stopped up here at headquarters. I grabbed a new color. Beginning and end of that story. So it's not the original color that I had planned, and it's definitely not the original pattern that I had planned for this yarn, but I love the way it turned out. Okay, so mandala stripes. Let's go over the specifications of this. It is 3.5 ounces, 150 grams, 426 yards, or 390 meters. It is a medium number 4. Recommended needle size is 4.5 millimeter or A7. Recommended hook size is a I9 or 5.5 millimeter. Machine washable and dryable. 100% acrylic. Made in Turkey. And this color was called Cat's Eye. I did use 1 skein of it, and I have this much left. I don't think this is enough to use for another hat. So again, I'm going to have to recycle this ball into something greater. Let me just tape him up so he is labeled correctly. So I ended up making 2 hats out of this 1 cake of yarn. And this one was the mandala tweed stripes. So I'll insert here, and I do not have the hat with me. Again, like as soon as I finished it, I was over at a friend's house, Gwen's house. We were having dinner. We cooked dinner every, actually probably every weekend I go over there and hang out. And we end up cooking something. Sometimes we don't. Normally we do. We just enjoy being in the kitchen together. So we were cooking up brontosaurus roast. And I finished up the hat, and I was like, oh, and I showed it to her, and I'm like, oh, I just finished it. And I tried to teach her the waffle stitch a little while ago, and I don't think, well, I know that she didn't understand it then, and I don't blame her, and it's no, kick to her. It is, sometimes hard to understand doing the opposite when you're flipping something, and I totally get it. She just wasn't ready. So she saw this hat, and she fell in love with it. And she's like, I just want it a little bit longer. So I took out the end because I didn't tuck it in yet. And I ended up adding 1 more row of half double crochets at the bottom. So again, you saw the picture of it on Gwen because she did end up taking a picture and sending it over to me. I did ask her if I could use it today because I think it looks better on her than it does in the picture. It is more peach and more gray. I think in the pictures, it looks more copper and gray, but it's very much a light peach. And I don't have, like, it didn't re-loop the color coordinating stripes on this mandala thing in there for me to show you. And I also do not have another one on my shelf. I did look. That was the only cat's eye that I had. But it is definitely more lighter peach in person than it is in the photos. So I made that one, and then I was like, okay, I should definitely have enough. And I just noticed I did not tuck this end in, so don't look at that. Because, guys, I've been really good with tucking in my ends, even on the mandala blanket. Like, as soon as I'm done a section, I'll go back and tuck in the ends. I will, if I can weave them in one way, then I will as I'm working, and then I stop when there's a little bit of a tail to go back. But I've been really good with tucking in my ends, except for this one right here. I did not tuck him in yet. I don't even think I tucked in the top. Nope, sure didn't. Anywho, so then I got this one done. So I'll insert a picture of it here, what it looks like on the back of the couch. I do love the way this one turned out. I love the colorways in it. It kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know. The blue and the gray kind of remind me of, like, a lake. And then, like, the cotton candy middle is what I'm calling it. And then the bottom kind of has, like, a watermelon feel to it with, like, the pinks and the greens. So this part here reminds me of, like, a lake. I don't know why. Then this is, like, my version of, like, would be cotton candy, right? And then down here at the rim, it really looks like kind of watermelon-y colors. So this one just reminds me of, like, you know, sitting on the lake, drinking cotton candy, watermelon something, or having cotton candy and watermelon. I don't know. I love it. So here's what it looks like, and let me tuck in the end so it's not drooping. Here's what it looks like on my head, and I think it looks fabulous. I think it fits fabulous. Now, he has you starting off with, because it was opposite of the other one that I did. The Divine hat, he had you starting off with, I think, a J hook, and I don't have that one written down. I had it written down earlier, and then I taped up this year's progress in here. And I'm not duplicating the stuff in here. Once I do a pattern once, I write it down here once. And then I don't add it in again. But I think that one was a J to an H. Don't quote me on that. But this one was a I to an H. So yeah, I love the way that it turned out. And I still have, like I said, this much left out of it. So again, I'm guesstimating. I'm taking off 100 yards from this total, thinking that this might be 100 yards left. So I'm thinking that I used around 320 to 326 yards. And again, that's a total guesstimation. But I'm loving it. I'm loving the texture of it. I think I might make a few more of this style hat. And I think I might choose... I don't know what I'm going to choose next. I was thinking, actually, one of these guys that I got at Hobby Lobby. I was thinking maybe I can get 2 out of one of the sparkly ones. Right smack dab in the middle. Actually, I'll just go get it. It's Dazzling. Yarn Bees Dazzling. So this is 246 yards, and this was 426 yards. So I should at least be able to get maybe 1 hat out of this and a little bit left over, I'm thinking. Because if I got 2 out of 326, and this is 249. So I know I'll at least get 1 hat out of this. I don't know. We'll see. My mind always changes. My creativity always goes. You don't ever know what I'm working on next. I don't even ever know what I'm working on next. I have great plans. Sometimes they don't always work out. And sometimes they do. So guys, that's all I have to show for you. what I've done over the last couple of days. And I also wasn't up here on Thursday night. Like I usually come up here on Thursday, but I have an abscessed tooth back here that needs to come out once the infection goes away. So I was not up for talking or doing anything on Thursday. It kind of started getting sore on like Monday or Tuesday, and then by Wednesday I was like, oh no. And then by Thursday morning I couldn't talk. It was so swollen and it was so poofed out. I'm still taking antibiotics for that, but so I really didn't get a lot done. I was not up here Thursday as planned. I wanted to get at least the section that I'm working on done with the mandala blankets so that I can come up here on Sunday night. And then I just wasn't up to coming up here last night. I just wasn't feeling good. You know, a little stressed, a little worried. Because that's what I do. So yeah, so here I am tonight. When I'm done this, I think I'm going to work on the mandala blanket more. And I already have next month's slippers picked out. I already have the yarn ready to go in a sew bag or a Project of Shame bag. So I have that ready to go. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So I do believe we are on... I believe we're on February 4th. Yes. February 4th. How powerful you are. People who believe they're victims get to be right. Each experience they have convinced them of that. They don't open themselves to the lessons, the growth, and the beauty of each situation they encounter. All they can see is their victimization. Many of us have done the hard work to shift our belief system about being a victim. As we did that, we noticed that the scenery in our lives changed. When we believe something different, we get to see something different. People who believe they have the power to be right, too. Although we know there is much in life we can't control, we also know we have the power to think, to feel, to choose, and to take responsibility for ourselves and our lives. We're discovering our creative powers and our powers to love, including the power to love ourselves. We've embraced our power to grow, to change, and to move forward. We know we have the power to claim our lives and take responsibility for ourselves in any situation life brings. Although life may deal us certain hard blows, we've learned to see beyond that, to see life's beauty, gifts, and lessons, and its mysterious and sometimes magical nature. On the road to freedom, we may have made a stopover. We believe we were victims and we got to be right. Now our journey has led us someplace else. We know we have powers. We know we have choices. And we no longer need to be right, just free. See how powerful you are? So guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Be safe and stay groovy. Bye.